Welcome to the House Next Door
with Barbara Giglio,
and Anthony Harris,
where real estate meets reality.
Welcome back to the House
Hello.
Next Door. Woo!
Ooh, episode 3.
Yeah, I
Look at
can't
us go.
believe it.
Look at us go.
We're doing so well, I think.
I think so too. Like I said, I don't care if anybody's watching this. I'm just enjoying my afternoons with Anthony.
Yeah. It's so, Barbara has a beautiful house. And our little podcast. Oh, well, I guess we should say the episode name.
Oh, yeah. Today, in talking about houses, very timely, because today's episode is going to be kind of some storytelling.
Yeah.
About
the houses from heaven.
And the houses from hell.
So
we're going to talk about it.
Honestly, I think that Barbara's house is from heaven, but
oh, I do too. I love it. I love it. When I saw it, I told just quick segue. When I found it, I was mad because I wanted a historic home, and this is not a historic home, even though it's built to look historic. And Craig was like, let's just go look at this house. Craig's my husband again. Bless his heart. And I said, okay, let's go. I'm not going to love it, but whatever. If I have to live in a newer house, this is fine. Because I was set on living in a house that was at least older than 1920. And just couldn't find anything. Everything in our budget looked like a dollhouse. Everything
was houses from hell.
Right? Everything. Yeah, exactly. So we get here. I walk out. I fall instantly in love with this house. It is everything I didn't know I needed. I needed a cute farmhouse on 5 acres in the pine trees with tons of storage. I did not need a historic home. And I let the agent know right away that I absolutely love this house and I'd do anything to get it. And I didn't need to tell her that because the house has been
negotiating.
Yeah, one, I'm the worst negotiator for myself.
You're the best. So weird
and two, I just was like fully transparent with her because it was the first time I'd see my clients fall in love with a house where they walk in and they instantly fall in love. And they're like, Barbara, get me this house. And I'm like, okay, but let's not talk about that because we're on camera. You hate it.
And it's not the podcast camera that's right in front of us. It's like the seller's cameras.
But it happened to me. I finally had that moment in this house. And
that's so cool.
Yeah. Well, maybe this is my house from heaven.
Yeah.
This is my house from heaven, my own house.
And I remember when you were showing me on the Compass app,
the
houses, and I knew what you were looking at. Yeah. You were looking at the historic homes. And you're like, I don't know how I feel about this one.
I know.
And I was like, I kind of like it for you. And,
I know. I remember you saying that.
It wasn't what you were looking for.
Not at all.
But it looked so well built.
It did. And it had character. Even though it was new, the builder did it with...
It's actually a custom home, right?
Right. It's a custom home. Yeah. The previous owner built the home and lived here. And so you always know when somebody has built their home for their family, it's going to be well built. And it is. It's such a solid house. And he built it like a vintage farmhouse. And like I said, when I saw it, I fell in love instantly. This house has been on the market over 200 days. And I just told the agent, I love it. I have to have it. I'll do anything for it. And she's just like, and I know that I've since became friends with the agent who had this house. And I call them the Janices because they're a team of 2 Janices and they're just wonderful ladies. And she's such a great realtor. And here I'm just like laying it all out for her. And she's probably thinking, this girl is the worst realtor ever.
Who's this new girl?
I'm like, no, I just know what I love and I wanted it.
Here we are.
And here we are. And I, like I said, sometimes a realtor needs a realtor when they're doing their own property because you get so emotionally, you can get so emotionally attached. And I got beyond emotional. I hit my husband in his shoulder. Like I hit him. I'm like, get out.
You're not supposed to admit that on camera.
That's true. That
never happened.
I just was like, get out. We have to have this house. And he's like, oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Calm down. Like I literally freaked out.
And it has a freaking nice garage for him.
It does. And he has a vintage car, so it's perfect for him. Perfect for him.
It's great.
It's the first house we ever agreed on in our entire marriage.
Wow.
Yeah. We've not agreed on any houses before.
So maybe it'll be longer than 4 years, like you said in the last episode.
Maybe this is our forever home.
You said that in the last episode, right?
I did. I did. I said it in the last episode. And here I was going to talk about a totally different house as the house from heaven. But got squirreled.
Oh, so is this your house from heaven?
I think this is my house from heaven.
Oh,
it's my own house.
I like that.
Because, like I said, I had never had that experience of walking in and feeling like it's the one.
Yeah.
And I was jealous because not all my clients, but a lot of my clients had gone through that. And gosh, that's
And
pretty
you've
cool. I never had it.
experienced that.
Never felt
You know,
connected with a house
the
till this one.
the crazy thing is, same thing with my house, but it was a very totally different experience. So fortunately, my mom being a realtor, like
Right.
whenever I turned 18, if I went to an affordable school, then
What does that mean?
that
Was that like a cheap private school?
not private, a
What?
public, so Texas State.
Oh, college. I thought you were talking about like elementary school. You went
No.
to affordable school. Like, is that like a budget private school?
No, so they told me as long as I go to an affordable college,
Right.
that they would help me purchase a home.
Oh, that's a good deal.
And so the one in San Marcos that I ended up buying, we were going out of town that day. We were going to Dallas, and it came up on the market. And in my price range, things moved quick. It was
Right.
2017. Or 15. It was
Oh,
a different market. It was
yeah.
slower, but it still, if it was a
Wasn't
good deal,
great.
it moved quick.
Yeah.
And we saw it online, and me and Mom, we were in the car about to leave for Dallas, and we were like, "This is the house." And so we showed Dad. We wrote an offer on it without seeing it.
Oh,
And
wow. So you just saw the outside?
yep. No, we never even.
Oh,
No, so we did. I don't remember exactly, but we wrote an
obvious.
offer without seeing it.
Okay. You wrote an
Um,
offer without going
and
in.
and our whole thing was we'll go during option period, and
See if you like it. Yeah.
so we offered
That's how
over
realtors
this.
buy
Yeah.
houses. We don't.
We tell our clients don't do that, and then
Don't
we
do
go
what
do
we
that.
Never do what we do. We're like I said, you need a realtor for your realtor.
But in our minds is we knew we were going to miss out on it, and it was at the home, and we could always back out during our option period.
Right.
We were going to get
Yeah.
inspections done, and we did a little bit longer option period because we never saw the house. So
Yeah. So that's fair.
and we won the offer. So, and it wasn't multiple offers too. So it's
Yeah.
a good thing that we jumped on it. But
Yeah.
same thing from the pictures, we knew that was the house.
It's the one. Yeah.
So um,
I didn't know until I got in here, and then I feel like I've been talking about my own real estate experience for our podcast a lot, but I think it's because it's just so fresh with the moving vortex. And this is again why I believe in moving so much, so I can experience it like my buyers and sellers.
nice words for Craig.
How can you trust a realtor who hasn't moved in 30 years? No, I'm just kidding.
That would be mean.
Oh, but I know that wasn't your house from heaven. So
should I still talk about
yeah,
it? Okay.
talk about your house from heaven because you've told me about this house. And it's a good story. I like it.
Yeah. So I got connected with this lead through an online site, and it was a family. I think we actually might have mentioned them on one of the other podcasts. They were looking for their forever home. They
Mhm.
were about to have grandbabies come, or they were hoping they would have
Oh, these were the
grandbabies.
people who hadn't moved in 30 years.
Yeah, yeah.
And they wanted to come to Austin
Yep.
to be close
mhm.
to their
Yep.
grandkids.
Yeah, they
Okay.
wanted north of Austin, in the suburbs. They wanted to be close to 35 because he worked a lot in Dallas for work.
Okay.
And he was still working. Um, so it was a very high price or a higher price point than that I'm used to.
Right.
And so, that
But
intimidation.
it doesn't matter. It's just extra zeros.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
it.
It's the same transaction, the same thing
Absolutely.
that I did with them, I did with every other of my clients. And I had to walk myself through that because initially I was like, I've never sold a house this
Right.
expensive. Like, how am I going to do this? I don't know anything. And
Did
so
you feel like you had like imposter syndrome in a way, like I know I did that, like the first luxury house.
incompetent.
Oh, that's so
even
not who
though-
you are, though.
even
You're so
though-
good.
Yeah, even though a house was a house, like, it
Yeah.
might have Wolf brand appliances, but it's still
Right.
a house.
Yeah.
So
I know, but the first time you do your bigger price point,
Mhm.
it does feel like, for me, I felt like I had imposter syndrome and didn't have the confidence
to do it.
to feel like that I could do it.
Yeah.
And it was no different than any of my other transactions. No
Yeah,
different.
Yeah, exactly. And the crazy thing was this one was right before the NAR settlement.
Okay.
And so literally I was showing them maybe 3 days before we were required to get buyer's representation agreements.
That was a fun time.
And we're still dealing with that. But yeah, so the wife was in town, the husband was working. she calls me up and she says, "Hey, Anthony," I've never met them before. She's like, "Hey, we're about to leave town, but I want to see this house before we leave.
Mm.
Are you able to show it?" And I said, "Yes, I'll be there in an hour." Um, they didn't buy that house, but that was the start of, and so
That
they,
became the start of your relationship with them?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I told them about the NAR settlement and what was coming in the pipeline because we knew about it, in 3
Right.
days or 5 days or whatever, that you would have to sign a buyer's rep. I think I might have showed them twice before that time, but it came up pretty quickly. And so their big thing was her husband had never met me. He was the decision maker. Um,
That's always fun
yeah,
when you don't get to
meet the
you
decision
don't get to
maker.
tour with the decision maker.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. "Oh, okay. How's this
It
gonna
was
go?"
her and her mother-in-law, which is his mom.
Yeah.
Which they've become family. They're
Oh, see,
Yeah,
that's
it's
also the client from heaven,
yes.
right?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
client and the house from heaven.
heaven.
They've been so, so special. Um, and so eventually we went and so I told them about the buyer's representation. Let's not talk about that. That's about the client. Let's talk about the house.
Let's talk about the house, Anthony, okay?
So
Why is this house from heaven?
the house, so we went to, well, we're gonna talk back about the client. So there was this one house across the street. It was on Indigo, and the
This
house,
is Cimarron Hills.
yes, and
Yeah, I love
Georgetown.
that name.
It's so
Love Cimarron Hills.
it's so gorgeous.
Yeah.
And there was this gorgeous house. It was very Spanish style,
Yeah.
very elegant. Had Venetian plaster walls. Is that the Venetian plaster?
Venetian.
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 See, I'm not
Venetian.
competent.
No, you're fine. Who
And
cares about that?
it was gorgeous. It was very unique. It had a courtyard and
Ugh,
with a fountain,
I
and
love
it
a
was
courtyard.
very, very unique. And that's not even the house from heaven. It's really not, but it's where we started.
And okay. So this isn't the house that they bought.
So we're going to fast forward. We couldn't get that one because we couldn't agree on a price. So
Okay.
go
Fair
ahead.
enough.
So we bought the house right across the street. So the house across the street was very outdated. And they
Oh.
wanted it to be their forever home. It was gorgeous though. It was very well done. A custom home, 4,000 square feet.
There's
On
a
a
lot of that in Cimarron where you have these big, beautiful houses
Yeah.
that are just outdated, but nice materials, just
Yeah.
outdated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the wife, she kind of fell in love with it pretty quickly.
She had a me moment in the
Yeah.
house. Yeah, I
Yeah.
get it.
And it was really hard for her because she fell in love with the other house and she loved the other house. We just couldn't agree on price.
Yeah.
And so,
And that happens, and
and
it's
there
tough.
was another objection too that was hard to overcome. The backyard looked into a neighborhood with a 2-story house. So,
Ew, that's a bummer.
yeah, so when you're paying $1 million for a home or more than,
You don't
really
want, yeah.
you don't want that. And then they
Mm-mm.
struggled with their pool, where it would go and stuff. So
Yeah.
there was other
So
objections.
it wasn't from heaven; it was from purgatory.
But the one from heaven, it backed up to the golf course because it was across
Beautiful.
the street.
Oh,
And it was, they fell in love with it, and it was way more than enough space for them, and
perfect.
and so they met with an interior designer when we were under contract, and the wife, I remember her telling me, she's like, "We're not these kind of people. We've never done this before. We don't know what to do." She's like, "I just decorate my house as my same, but this was going to be our forever home. We're going to do remodeling and all of that."
So she needed an expert to come
Yeah.
in.
So we
Yeah.
got a custom home builder to come in and give quotes on changing the house to make it their lifestyle.
Perfect.
So that was in October. They still haven't moved in.
Oh my gosh. Has it become the house from
But she sent me pictures the other day. We stay in contact.
Oh,
But
that's great. So they're
it's
making progress.
yes, she sent me
Okay.
pictures the other day. They said by the end of this month. I don't believe it from the
Maybe
pictures.
by Christmas.
It might be a miracle.
Oh my
Christmas
god.
miracle.
A Christmas miracle.
So
That's
that's
good.
that's the house from heaven. It was gorgeous.
It was gorgeous. And that neighborhood is so
yeah.
beautiful
Should we
in
talk
Georgia.
about the neighborhood
Well, yes. Let's talk about
for
that
2
neighborhood.
minutes?
For 2 minutes, we'll
Yeah.
talk about it.
Okay.
So I used to work in Cimarron Hills a gazillion years ago when we talked about how I did graphic design.
Uh-huh.
And I did graphic design for the real estate end of Cimarron Hills Country Club. And when I joined, their marketing team, which was literally me, um,
That sounds better
they
with team.
they had no marketing. They had not sold a house or a lot in over 3 years.
Wow.
When not saying that my marketing brought it, that was just part of the temperature of the market out there.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
well, and it was pretty far out, and so it
Yeah.
didn't until recently start becoming
Oh,
with
yeah.
COVID, like,
Yeah. Finally, they started to get
they
some of
have no
those
more
prices.
lots left.
Well, they opened a
Oh,
whole
they
new
just
s
opened that
yeah,
new
they
section.
opened a whole new section, and then they have the section where they have, like, Sitterly homes and more production custom type homes, but they're on smaller lots.
Yeah.
But they did open that whole new section, and those lots are gorgeous. But
Oh, really? Are
yeah,
they estate?
I
The
don't know
big
if they're
lots?
calling them the estate lots, but they are large lots.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what they're calling that back area yet. Somebody told me, and then it just slipped my mind because
Um,
I'm perimenopause and I can't remember anything that anybody tells me. But yeah, and just beautiful golf course, Jack Nicholas golf. My son actually works there right now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's doing golf cart stuff between whatever else he's going to be doing. But it's just beautiful oak trees, beautiful spa,
Yeah.
great I hear the restaurant is really
It's so
good.
good. We've ate
Yeah.
a few times.
Yeah, I've heard it's great. And they've got
It's
tennis and swimming
and that's
pool.
what really sold my clients on that neighborhood was the country club,
The community at the country club is great. It's
and they
fabulous.
became friends with the neighbors before except the one across the street.
Yeah, for the most part, the people are
So the
really
funny thing is
nice.
the house that was across the street, the seller was actually they already bought a house down the street. So they were staying in the neighborhood.
They were staying on the street.
Yeah, so quite interesting. Our
Okay.
2 minutes is up now.
Okay, yeah.
This is
Okay.
hard.
This is hard because we could talk about anything forever. So I'm going to talk about my house from hell.
Ooh,
But it was with my clients that I love, absolutely adore.
that makes
And
it different.
and they're really good friends. They were just here visiting me the other day, and I was telling them about the podcast, and they said, "Are you going to talk about the smokehouse?" And I said, "Oh, I'm talking about the smokehouse." And how I how I met them was at the time I was on a team. Did I tell you I was on a team?
Yeah. Was it a Compass or
No,
your
this
other
was when I
brokers?
was at again, perimenopausal brain, Home City. I was at Home City and loved being at Home City Real Estate. And I
They're
was
no
on a
longer in business, right?
no, yeah, they got bought out by Better Homes and Garden.
Oh.
And I was on a team with another realtor. And I didn't know how I was going to do on a team. I'm not really a team player. and
I don't think
and it didn't work out, needless to say. But so it was his house, it was his listing, not his home, but his listing. And it was in Northwest Austin, and he asked me to do an open house. And I was happy, more than happy to do open houses. I love to talk to people and talk about a house and real estate. And
clearly.
yeah,
What are we doing
what are we
right
doing now? And I got there, and he said, "Well, the previous owner smoked in the house for 30 years." So, and all of their furniture was in the house. He didn't remove the furniture or anything. So the drapes, the furniture, the rugs, the paint, that smell,
I'm cringing.
the smell was just in everything. And it was like they didn't just smoke like Virginia Slims or something. They were smoking Lucky
Marlboro
Strikes
Reds.
or Marlboro Reds. I mean, it was bad. And so when we were doing the open house, he said, "Before you do the open house, open all the windows and leave all the doors and windows
It's gonna be
open."
real open.
Yeah, leave them all open during the open house because I don't want people to smell that. And I'm in my back of my mind, I'm thinking, well, that's pretty deceitful. I feel like we shouldn't be trying to cover up something that's fairly obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Well,
whatever. I'm
I
on
think
this
I can still
team.
smell it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
even if you open it up.
Yeah, you're just like, okay, I'm on your team, and evidently you know more than me. I was deferring to he was the team lead, so I do what he says. And these wonderful people
And that's
come
why
in.
you're not on a team.
And that's why I'm not on his team. And these wonderful people came, and they lived in the neighborhood, and they're specifically looking for this particular neighborhood for the schools. And she's just so sweet, and she brings her mom, and we're talking, and we immediately connect. She loves the house, and she's got this great eye for design. She's just amazing with design. And so she could already see how she could transform this and that. She kept smelling something. And she said, "So it smells in here." And I said, "Well, it's smoke. The previous owners smoked in the house." And I said, but that's something that during the option period you can figure out and see if it's something that, you can
Knowing very
overcome.
well.
We can talk about that and have some solutions and see if it's something that's a deal breaker for you, right? So we were talking through that a little bit. And then she's like, I'm going to go get my husband. So she brings her husband. I meet him, sweet family, and they love it. They don't have a realtor, and I'm not representing the seller. And so we just connected and they said, hey, do you think you could represent my family in this? And I said, absolutely. Absolutely. I would love to. You guys are so cool. And so I represent my team lead's excited. He's like, wow, you met somebody at the open house. You're bringing me a buyer. We're keeping it on our team, all this good stuff. And
Split still the same.
it's still the same. and so we do the inspection. At this time, all the doors have been closed, right?
Oh.
So we go in, and I remember my client, we're talking in the living room, and she's just kind of like visibly kind of getting pale and seems like she's a little unsteady. And she said, can we please go outside? I think I can't breathe. It's so bad. I'm getting a headache and I'm getting dizzy. And it was bad. Like, I was smelling it and I was like, oh man.
So opening the windows actually helped that much?
It did. That's how bad this smell. I mean, this smell was overpowering. It was bad. So we go outside, this, that, the other. We go through all how do we get the ductwork replaced, clean? We go through every rabbit hole.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of it, she said, Barb, I love this house. I want this house, but I'm afraid every time I'm going to turn on the AC or the HVAC, I'm going to smell this. And she said, I can't even move my family into this house. This isn't even a healthy house to move my family in. She's like, I can't do it. And I said, I understand. And I said, is there anything more we can research? I mean, because we spent hours researching. I got her every price, every bid. I mean, we went down that rabbit hole. And she said, no, there's nothing that can be done to make me feel safe about this house. Yeah. And I said, okay, that's okay. We can get out of this contract. We're in the option period. And she didn't really realize how bad it was until after she had gone under contract, because she had seen it during that open house.
When it was real open.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember my team lead, he was furious with me. Furious. He just yelled at me and he said,
but yet this was his idea.
Well, and he said to me, and I'll never forget it, because it was when I just came back into real estate from being apartment locator, right? And he said, Barbara, problem with you is you don't know how to close deals. And I'll teach you how to close a deal. And I was like, no. I wanted to say, you know what the problem is you're making it about the deal and about closing and what benefits you. I make it about what is going to make my clients happy and comfortable so I can sleep at night. So yeah, I'm not going to close them on this house, but we did close on another house that they love, that they still live in. And they're my friends who come and visit me. And we go out to dinner like once a quarter.
Yeah.
So
if you would have sold them that house.
Yeah. Because it's not about...
They probably would have wrote a bad Yelp review.
Well, it's not about me and my paycheck. It's about them and their comfortability. And that was the house. That was the house from hell.
There's security.
Yes. I couldn't live with myself if they moved into that house and I pushed it because I was going to show that I could close a deal. I mean, that's not what real estate's about.
That's not us.
No, and that's not us. Yeah. In that house...
There's some out there. But
yeah. Well, there certainly is, and I'm not on his team anymore.
I'm glad they found something, though.
Yeah, and they found something else, and it was wonderful. And we've seen that house go back. I even remember talking to my team lead, and I was telling him it was really hard for her. I said, we had to get out of the house to talk. It was so bad. And I said, my clothes even smell like it. And he goes, oh, yeah, that's, he said, like eau de toilette. I'm not saying that right. And he said the address of the house. And he's like, yeah, it smells awful in there. And I'm like, what? Anyway, that might be the agent from hell. No, we're not going to go there. It's too early on in the podcast to start calling people out. But
we will never call anybody out, but you might infer.
We might infer. And so anyway, that was my house from hell, the smokehouse.
It's so crazy. So my house from hell was a very different experience.
Yeah.
So there's this little town, which Barbara knows, Lago Vista.
Lago Vista.
It's over on Lake Travis in Austin. So you would think it's desirable.
It is,
It's just very different, very small town. It
Yeah, it's small. It's pretty. It's small.
is.
It's
It's very rocky.
conservative. It's rocky.
So
They don't like a lot of growth in
mhm,
Lago.
and I
Yeah.
think it's changing, but it's still
Yeah.
so this house was a little cabin. I think 450 square feet,
Oh,
something
that's
like
kind of
that.
darling. It's
Yeah,
like a
it was a
tiny home.
very, very small house, or cabin. Um, so the struggles with it though.
Yeah.
So it didn't have any public water, and so the
Meaning, oh, so they were on well.
no, no.
They
So
they had no
the
public water or well?
correct. So so the water, the lot was too rocky and hilly to put a well. And so
Yeah.
so the water came from Lake Travis.
Okay.
So the neighborhood had a pump that pumped water out of Lake Travis, and it went to only like 3 homes, and this one was one
Okay, so it's like a community pump.
pump, but the water
Yeah.
was untreated, so not
Oh.
potable. So you could not drink it, could not cook with it.
Oh.
Um, so that means, as me and Barbara know, that you can't get financing.
Yeah,
A
you
bank's
can't.
not gonna finance that unless it's
You
land value only.
yeah.
Well, the land was very rocky. You went down this long easement to get to the house back in the woods, and you overlooked Lake Travis, like, it was gorgeous. You were 1 block away.
Wow.
Um, and
But you
so
gotta bring in your own water.
yeah, so that starts this house. So the second thing is, the septic system. So out in Lake Travis,
Yeah.
if you're close to Lake Travis, LCRA has
Yeah.
to, which
Lower
Colorado
Colorado
River Authority.
River Authority.
They have to approve all of, like, on-site septic systems
Yeah.
and stuff that
Wells.
can affect
Yeah.
the lake.
Yeah.
And it's a big
Can't
lake, and
can't be contaminating the lake.
yeah, exactly. They don't want crap floating down.
They don't want crap in the lake.
So we call LCRA out to do a septic inspection.
Which is always fun.
Yeah, because you have to. It's,
Yeah.
the rules.
Yeah.
And the septic inspector gets there and says, "I can't even inspect this. It's old, one. It was built in the 40s,
Oh.
40s or 50s."
So I love a vintage house, but not a vintage septic.
So it was missing some of the equipment. It couldn't hold water. I don't know, but
Oh gosh.
so my client still wanted to move forward. It was the perfect client for the perfect home.
Okay.
And so
Despite the hellish conditions.
yeah,
Okay. I
and
love
so
these
we
clients.
still wanted to move forward. So then she does an inspection. Well, okay, so she didn't get a real inspector, which we do not advise
We advise always getting real inspectors. So
She
what did
did
she
it
get?
herself.
Oh, she did. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
She really didn't
yeah.
get a real inspector.
Yeah,
Okay.
she did it herself, and she had a checklist and went in, and well, we determined there was termites in the house
So we've got termites
from a non-licensed inspector.
from a non-licensed inspector. We have a termite infestation.
No water, no septic.
1940s vintage
It was like
septic.
1940s or 50s. It
God,
was,
Collie.
and it probably had asbestos on the siding. Who knows?
Probably.
It probably lead-based paint too.
Had you gotten a real inspector, perhaps you would have. Yeah, actually, no. Okay.
And so that was the house from hell. But she had a
Did she
vision.
close on it?
Yeah, she did.
How'd you guys get a loan?
She paid cash.
Oh, okay, there.
She
That'll
lived in
solve that.
Jonestown, which is right down the street.
Yep,
So she bought
Jonestown's
it
down
so
the
that
street.
her and her son could fix it up.
Oh,
And her
wow.
son was like 2 years old.
Oh.
So
As they say, bless his heart.
it was the perfect buyer for that house.
For that house. Yeah.
All odds going against it.
All against
And it
her.
was so funny because I showed it a couple of times to different buyers. And
You had multiple buyers for that?
so it was my listing.
That's impressive.
It
Oh, it
my
was your listing.
at one point.
Okay.
But I represented the buyer at the end of it.
Okay.
Long story, when I came over to Realty Austin, I couldn't bring it with me.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
my
Yeah.
mom took it
Yeah.
over as a listing because she's with my old broker.
Oh, okay. So it stayed
Um,
in the family.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so I represented an unrepresented buyer.
Buyer. Yeah.
And so, but I showed it to some buyers whenever I had it as a listing, and he was actually a realtor, and he's like, "I love this property, and I don't know why." And
Aw.
his brother, who was his business partner, could not stand the property. He was like, "I don't know why you like this property. It's a piece of crap property. I don't understand." And so the brother, the one that loved it, he called me. He's like, "I want to buy it myself." And so it never worked out, but
It's because the brother was somewhere with the voodoo doll with the house. No, you won't buy.
But it was funny because it was the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
she just fell in love with the house. She didn't know why. It had all the odds going against
Yeah,
it.
everything, including no
Termites.
water, termites, and a vintage septic.
Yeah.
So
And the termites were actually eating a support beam that was underneath the house. So it was
even
very
better.
nature. Yeah. So I need to reach out to her. She closed on it a couple of months ago. I talked to her right after the floods, July.
Oh, and she was
She was
okay?
good. Yeah.
Good,
So
good.
yeah. That's
Wow.
the house from hell, though.
That's the house
I
from
have a
hell.
lot of houses from hell. That's
We
not the only
do.
one.
This
but
might be a reoccurring theme series on our podcast where
maybe
we
once a season, if we last more than a season.
If
Do
we
you think people are watching us?
Yeah, we could do the house. Yeah, we've got a lot of houses that meet this criteria, both heaven and hell. So, it's great.
So
Um, that concludes our
that was a lot.
That was a lot. That was a great little
And it took
journey.
an
Unexpected turn because y'all, I had another house picked for my heaven house, and I was all ready to talk about it. Yeah, and then all of a sudden it felt authentic and real to talk about really my own house.
Yeah,
And
that's so
maybe
cool.
eventually I'll stop talking about my own house, but I
Tell it.
love it.
See us
So-
on episode 20. I mean, season 20.
See us
Maybe we'll
like-
stop.
No, I'll have moved again, so then we'll be talking about that house. So there you go.
Then you'll have the house from hell.
Well,
that concludes.
that concludes episode 3. Thank you for.
I can't believe we've lasted episode 30.
Yeah. Well, have a wonderful day, and
And we'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Yes, so please like, subscribe, comment,
Share.
follow.
Whatever it might be.
Until next time.